Hello students, in our class today we are going to discuss and revise the third lesson of Bliss for class 10, and the name of the chapter is The Passing Away of Bapu. The given text is an excerpt from Nayantara Sehgal's autobiography. It shows the degree of emptiness created by the sudden death of Gandhiji. People all over the country were shocked by the incident. Initial silence followed by wild crying at the Birla House showed the effect of an unexpected loss. Gandhiji's funeral took place the day after his death. Hours in advance, people lined the route of the procession. The narrator also walked with other people. It was almost impossible to move in the thick crowd. While walking, she felt how walking with Bapu carried a different meaning. Bapu's ashes were immersed in the Ganges in Allahabad. Back in Delhi, the narrator primarily felt at a loss, but gradually she came out of the phase and felt proud to bear the banner of Bapu. The narrator understood that Bapu's India would live in his children. The essay, The Passing Away of Bapu, does not deal with Mahatma Gandhi, but with the shock and sorrow that passed through the hearts of millions of Indians after the sudden death of the great man. The title introduces an inverse effect as the narrator concludes that Bapu merely had a physical death, but his philosophy would never die. Bapu, his philosophy, and his India would continue to live in generations to come. Children, we'll start our discussion with some long answer type questions or LQs. The first lot of the LQs are: question number 1. What happened on the day of Gandhiji's funeral? Question number 2. What was Bapu's view on walking? Question number 3. When and how did Gandhiji die? Number 4. What did the narrator find on reaching the Birla House? And question number 5. How did the people react to the news of Gandhiji's death? Now let's discuss the answer one by one. Now girls, while discussing the answers, I would try to follow the pattern of Madhyamik board, because there you will have to follow word limit. So your answers should be precise and to the point. And from this very moment, you need to train yourself to discard the irrelevant points. So now let's start our discussion. What happened on the day of Gandhi's funeral? On the day of Gandhiji's funeral, people lined the route the funeral procession was to follow hours in advance. All the followers of Gandhiji walked with their Bapu for the last time. What was Bapu's view on walking? According to Bapu's opinion, to walk is to make slow progress. It gives scope to think with clarity and look closely at everything around the person. When and how did Gandhiji die? Gandhiji was coming back from the prayer meeting. On his way back, he was shot and died after a few minutes. What did the narrator find on reaching the Birla house? Reaching the Birla house, the narrator found Gandhiji's relatives and followers had gathered round his body. There was silence in the room as Gandhiji breathed his last. How did the people react to the news of Gandhiji's death? The news of Gandhiji's death had spread through Delhi like a flame fanned by the wind. Sad groups of men and women had collected around the Birla house. Now, let's move on to the next lot of long answer type questions. Question number 6. What was the uppermost question in the minds of the mourning people? Question number 7. Why did the people look like lost children? Question number 8. How important was it to walk with Bapu for average Indian? Question number 9. How was Gandhiji's ashes brought to Allahabad? And the last question in this category is question number 10. What was the narrator's resolution after Gandhiji's demise? Now once again discuss the answers one by one. Question number 6. What was the uppermost question in the minds of the mourning people? What would become of the mourning people as Gandhiji has left them forever? This was the uppermost question in their mind. So they were completely lost at the sudden demise of their leader, their Bapu Gandhiji. Question number 7. Why did the people look like lost children? To the common people of India, Gandhiji was Bapu, their father. After their Bapu's death, they felt uncertainty, knowing not where to go and what to do. Hence, they were lost children. How important was it to walk with Bapu for average Indian? For the average Indians, to walk was often the only way open. It requires no vehicle except his own body and cost him nothing but his energy. But to Bapu, walking meant slow progress. So, to the average Indians, walking with Bapu had great significance. They were not only following their leader's footsteps, but also they were the part of the slow progress that their leader was striving to bring. How was Gandhiji's ashes brought to Allahabad? Question number 9. A special train took Gandhiji's ashes to Allahabad. The compartment was decked with flowers. People on the train sang bhajans. Amid song and prayer, the train reached Allahabad. What was the narrator's resolution after Gandhiji's demise? This is our last question of this category. Gandhiji's death was a great loss, but the narrator and others were still young, strong, and proud enough to bear Gandhiji's banner before them. So, girls, these were the questions, long answer type questions for you, and you may follow them as specimen questions. And now we shall move on to the short answer type question or SAQs. Girls, here are some short answer type questions or SAQs. The questions are: question number 1, what was the condition of the narrator after getting the telephonic call? Question number 2, what broadcast did common people listen to? Number 3, where was Gandhiji when he was shot? Number 4, how did the narrator get the news? Number 5, who was Padmasi? Number 6, why was it impossible to move? And number 7, what did the narrator understand at the time of walking? Now let's discuss the answers. Question number 1. What was the condition of the narrator after getting the telephonic call? The telephonic conversation regarding Bapu's sudden demise made Nayanthara Sehgal numb in shock. What broadcast did common people listen to? The common people listened that their Bapu was no more. Question number 3. Where was Gandhiji when he was shot? Gandhiji was on his way to a prayer meeting when he was shot. Number 4. How did the narrator get the news? The narrator got the news by an urgent telephone call. Question number 5. Who was Padmasi? Padmasi was Mrs. Sarojini Naidu's daughter. Question number 6. Why was it impossible to move? It was impossible to move because of thick crowd. And question number 7. What did the narrator understand at the time of walking? The narrator realized that she was not merely in the midst of grieving people. She was among those crowd to whom Gandhiji was not their leader but their Bapu, their father. Let's discuss some other SAQs. Question number 8. What couldn't the narrator accept? Number 9. What was the only way open to the average Indians? 10. What did Padmasi suggest and why? Number 11. Why didn't people weep anymore? Number 12. What did the narrator mean by magic circle? Number 13. How did the magic circle vanish? And the last question of this category is: how would India continue to live after the passing away of Bapu? Girls, let's discuss the answers once again. What couldn't the narrator accept? The narrator could not accept the absence of Bapu in walking forever. Question number 9. What was the only way open to the average Indians? To walk was the only open way to the average Indians. What did Padmasee suggest and why? Padmasee suggested that they should walk in the funeral procession of Gandhiji. It was because they would walk for the last time with the Mahatma. Why didn't people weep anymore? People did not weep anymore because they could feel the presence of Bapu amongst themselves. What did the narrator mean by magic circle? Here, the phrase magic circle means the great living influence of Gandhiji. How did the magic circle vanish? The magic circle vanished with the passing away of Bapu. And the last answer, how would India continue to live after the passing away of Bapu? India would continue to live in Bapu's children. Girls, here are some objective type questions for you, and I hope that you are going to do them at home. Question number A. Complete the following questions with information from the text. Number 1. At the Birla House dash. Number 2. Thousands of people wept trying. Number 3. The author was among the people for whom walking. Number 4. To walk is to. Number 5. At every station, sorrowful crowds. And number 6. The narrator considered herself a mere onlooker because. Objective type questions. Question number B. Complete the following chart with information from the text. Cause and effect. Effect: people did not weep anymore. Number 2. Cause: the magic circle vanished. Effect: one whimpers. Cause: the crowd was thick. Effect: Gandhiji's ashes were being immersed. Objective type questions. Question number C. Choose the correct alternative to complete the following sentences. Number 1. Gandhiji had been shot on his way to option A, the Birla House, option B, the author's house, option C, a prayer meeting, and option D, a family gathering. Question number 2. The words of Bapuji's death spread in Delhi like A. a bullet, B. a fire fanned by wind, C. a rush of floodwater, and D. rumor. Question number 3. In the beginning, people, option A, remained silent, option B, talked too much, option C, talked little, and option D, talked moderately. The last sentence. Number 4. Gandhiji's funeral was to take place A. on the day of his death, B. 2 days after his death, C. 1 day after his death, D. 1 week after his death. Students, I have dictated the questions as slow as possible. Still, for your convenience, If you feel like, you may pause the video and copy them in your English exercise copy. MCQ 5. Padmasi was Mrs. Naidu's option A, sister, B, niece, C, daughter, and option D, friend. Sentence number 6. Gandhiji's presence could be felt amid the option A, prayers, option B, flowers and songs, option C, bhajans, and option D, memories of Gandhiji. Sentence number 7. Bapuji's slight figure had walked staff in hand over a large part of India. Here, staff refers to A, followers, B, common folk, C, long walking stick, and D, cane. Number 8. When one is faced with the shock of a loved one's death, 1. A, whimpers, B, claps, C, shouts, and D, laughs. And the last one is Gandhiji's family and followers assembled at A, the Sabarmati Ashram, B, the Birla House, C, Delhi, and D, Gandhi Bhavan. Girls, I once again hope that you are going to do all the exercises at home. Students, after revising the 3rd chapter of Bliss, the passing away of Bapu, now let's revise a rule of grammar. The rule of joining of sentences. Now, joining of sentences or synthesis of sentences is the opposite of analysis. Joining is a method to combine two or more simple sentences to construct a new sentence. While combining the given sentences, we need to be careful about not to change the meaning of the newly formed sentence. We may join simple sentences into simple sentence, into complex sentence, and also into compound sentence. Girls, here are the rules of joining into simple sentence. The main ways or the main rules of combining two or more simple sentences into one simple sentence are: first, by using participle. Let's take an example. He jumped, he ran away. So here, by using the participle form of jumping, we may combine the sentence into a single sentence, and that is into a simple sentence. Jumping up, he ran away. The next rule to be followed is by using nominal phrase in apposition. Let's take an example. This is my friend, her name is Ratna. And a combined simple sentence would be, this is my friend Ratna. The third way to combine two sentences or two or more than two sentences into a simple sentence is by using preposition before gerund. For example, he heard the result, he demanded the reason. Now, here we will use the gerund form of hear, that is, hear plus ing, hearing. and we will use another thing that is called preposition. So by using on, we may combine the sentence into a simple sentence like, on hearing the result, he demanded the reason. The last rule of joining two or more than two simple sentences into a simple sentence is by using nominative absolute constitution. The example would be, the police arrived, the mob dispersed. And our answer is, the police having arrived, the mob dispersed. So here we have used nominative absolute constitution. So this is all about the rules of joining into a simple sentence. In this slide, we will see the way of combining two or more simple sentences into a complex sentence. Girls, for this you need to have sound knowledge of clauses, that is, noun clause, adjective clause, and adverb clause. Let's start with joining into complex sentence with the help of noun clause. Ritika may be guilty, I do not know. And our answer would be, I do not know whether Ritika is guilty. So, what don't I know? That whether Ritika is guilty. Whether Ritika is guilty is noun clause, and so we have combined the sentence into single sentence, and it is obviously a complex sentence. We may also join two or more simple sentences with the help of adjective clause when we will join it into a complex sentence. Let's take a pair of sentences. I know the girl, she is my sister. And the answer is, I know the girl who is your sister. So who is your sister is the adjective clause. Here, who is your sister is actually describing the girl whom we are talking about. So this is the way by which we have joined two sentences into a complex sentence. A last method is by using adverb clause. Let's take a pair of sentences once again. She will come, her being alone is the condition. And our answer would be, she will come if she is alone. So here, if she is alone is the conditional clause, adverbial clause. So by using this adverb clause, we have joined two sentences into a single complex sentence. And this is all about the rules of joining into a complex sentence. Now let us move on to the last category, that is joining into compound sentence. When two or more simple sentences are combined together with the help of coordinating conjunctions, we get a compound sentence. In our previous class, we have talked about 4 coordinating conjunctions. They are cumulative conjunction, adversative conjunction, alternative conjunction, and elative conjunction. Let's see how these conjunctions are applied to combine two or more simple sentences into a compound sentence. Joining into compound sentence by using cumulative conjunction. Example, Night came on, the place became silent. So here we are going to use the cumulative conjunction and. The night came on and the place became silent. The next kind of conjunction is adversative conjunction. So by using this adversative conjunction, we are going to join another pair of sentence. Let's see. He was all right. He was frightened. And the combined sentence would be, he was all right, yet he was frightened. So here we have used adversative conjunction yet to join the sentences into a compound sentence. The third category would be by joining alternative conjunctions. For example, we may have tea, you may have coffee. And the answer would be, you may have tea or coffee. So here or is the alternative conjunction that we have used to join the pair of sentences into a compound sentence. The last kind is elative conjunction. So here is an example where we will find that by using elative conjunction, we may form a compound sentence. I cannot see, it is very dark. I cannot see, for it is very dark. Or I cannot see, as it is very dark. Since it is very dark, I cannot see. So we have ample examples of elative conjunctions. All we need is to have the proper knowledge, sound knowledge of the conjunctions that we are supposed to apply. So girls, these were the methods, these were the rules of joining sentences. And we have revised the chapter just because we want you to revise it at home. Students, the class will remain incomplete if you don't get any practice material, right? So here are some exercises on joining of sentences. You may pause and take down the sentences, but for you all, I am reading out the sentences. Join the following sentences as directed. Number 1. She was tired. She rested for an hour. Join into a simple sentence. Number 2. He is rich. He did not help me. Join into complex sentence. Number 3. He is slow. He is sure. Join into compound sentence. Number 4. I speak the truth. The cost does not count. Join into simple sentence. Number 5. I am poor. I will not sell my honesty. Join into complex sentence. Number 6. He opened the drawer. He took out the revolver. Join into simple sentence. Number 7. He was fined. He was sent to prison. Join into compound sentence. Number 8. She did well. She was nervous at the start. Join into compound sentence. Number 9. That is the school. I was taught there. Join into complex sentence. Number 10. I want a pen. This is not such a one. Join into a complex sentence. Number 11. He saw me come. He ran away. Join into simple sentence. Number 12. She is very weak. She cannot walk. Join into simple sentence. Number 13. This cannot be cured. This must be endured. Join into complex sentence. Number 14. They are right. You are right. Join into compound sentence. And the last combination of sentence is she wrote poetry. In this way, she carried her living. Join into simple sentence. Children, in this class, we have revised the third lesson of Bliss for class 10, that is, the passing away of Bapu. And we also have revised the rules of joining of sentences. Hope you have liked the class. Do study and practice the exercises that I have given you today. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.